Hi Virgo, welcome to your mid-month check-in for March 2026. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Laura, aka Baby Curl Tarot. I'm a tarot reader, astrologer, and root worker, and I love doing monthly readings for all the zodiac signs here on YouTube, as well as some other fun content over on TikTok and Instagram. I'm gonna go ahead and jump into your reading. Keep in mind this is a general collective message, so whatever comes up, comes up. Also, please don't try to force a reading you see on the internet to fit your personal life situation. If it's not resonating, probably a message for another Virgo out there. Take what resonates, leave the rest behind. All right, spiritual team, Prism Oracle, what messages do you have for the Virgo collective? What messages do you have for the Virgo collective at this time? What do we have? Growth. Love that. Who doesn't like growth? At the bottom of the deck, we have mystery. Okay. The universe moves in mysterious ways is kind of what I just got. It's like, you may not understand why you're going through a certain situation in your life right now, but down the road, maybe even years down the road, you may understand. You're like, wow, I went through that so that I can handle this specific situation or see this kind of growth in myself. Deep, powerful. Let's get into it. Spiritual team, Erotic Fantasy Tarot, what messages do you have for the Virgo collective at this time? Hello. There's a lot going on here. What messages do you have for the Virgo collective at this time? Sorry, the deck was like, all of a sudden there was like cards splayed everywhere and like they didn't want to neatly fold on top of each other. It was very weird. All right. Let's get to the top of the deck. So we have the Three of Pentacles in reverse, Page of Swords in reverse, Five of Cups, Ace of Pentacles, Eight of Wands. What's at the bottom of the deck? Nine of Cups, Three of Wands, World in reverse, Four of Pentacles in reverse, Three of Swords in reverse. Okay. What is going on? What's going on? I feel like a lot of you guys... I feel like a lot of you guys have done really, really well for yourselves in life with this Nine of Cups at the bottom of the deck. I don't know if I can show this to you. This is like a naked deck, so there's a lot of people with naked bodies. I can't show this one to you. It's not like... I'm not gonna get into it. But anyways, so the Nine of Cups indicates to me like life has been pretty good up until this point. Three of Wands next to that tells me that you guys are still, I mean, I feel like you guys are still like looking for more or still on some sort of journey, or you may have started a new journey. Let's say you're a business owner, right? You have one business that has been really, really successful. But now you're looking to start another business, or you've already started another business, basically, because the Ace and the Two would be like the beginning of something. The Three is looking to get to the next stage. So you have now two businesses. The second business, you're like, okay, like I'm ready to scale. I'm ready to get to the next stage of, you know, making this business a success. And then you hit a wall with this World card in the reverse that I can't show you because this woman is naked. But it feels like you've hit a wall. Now this could be due to the world economy, world events, literally anything. It just feels like you've hit a wall. You've hit a wall, and it's literally nothing that you can like take accountability for. It's not something that like you can necessarily fix. It's definitely outside of your control. So here you are, you're like, damn, now I'm bleeding money with the Four of Pentacles in reverse, trying to keep this shit afloat. That's what I'm getting. So a lot of you guys are basically just trying to fucking hang on, I feel. It's not like you're in dire straits. I still feel like you have things going for you. You still have that first business that's already been established. Maybe it's taking a little bit of hit, but you still are, you know, able to subsidize the second business with the income from that and still somewhat take care of yourself on a personal level. Is that gonna maintain? Maybe not. So what do? We have to really look at This Three of Pentacles in reverse and Knight of Swords in reverse. What are we not seeing? What are we not capitalizing on in a business sense? Maybe the team isn't working. Maybe the systems that you're using isn't working. Maybe the system you used for the first business doesn't make sense for this second business. Maybe, you know, your marketing doesn't make sense for this kind of business and it made sense for the other one. Something like that. It feels like maybe you thought you could just take everything from that first business or everything that you've learned and applied to other areas of your life. You could apply it to this area of your life and it would work out. It would go smoothly and everything would be just fine. It would just be an easy breezy kind of a thing. But I think you guys are realizing, you're like, damn, like now I got to learn how to do things a little bit differently, or I got to look at a different approach, or I don't know. But I feel like the Five of Cups is really interesting. I feel like you're going to take some hits. You're going to take some losses, right? But the great thing about the Five of Cups is that even though, oh, what's interesting is the Five of Cups and the Knight of Cups both feature like the same animal, which is a dolphin. That could be interesting. Some of you guys might feel connected to dolphin energy. I would look into that. But the great thing about the Five of Cups is even if you have all these losses, you have things that don't go right. Maybe you lose the business. Maybe, you know, you lose a significant amount of income, whatever, you still have two cups back here. So even though this didn't necessarily work out, you still have the foundations for something else. For some of you, if this is a business situation, this business may not last. This business may not make it through this particular economy or phase of history, life, year, whatever, insert word here. It may not make it, frankly. You may lose it, and that could be hard. It could be a tough loss for sure, but this is also kind of a lesson to not rely on the success of things from the past and expecting things to go exactly the same way with something completely different. Okay, you can't always apply the same methods, the same approaches, the same ideology to something else. That even if it's similar, sometimes you got to do something completely different. So really making sure that you are educating yourself as much as possible. Maybe let's say like you own a car wash. The car wash was a success. You go and buy a laundromat and you're like, I know exactly how to handle this, and you don't, and it flops, right? So looking into what goes into having a laundromat versus a car wash could have been really important information. I feel like a lot of you guys just kind of rushed into something without doing your research, without your education, or educating yourselves on some aspect of this, some nuanced aspects of this. But down the road, I think this is actually super valuable information that you had to learn. I mean, a hard lesson to learn for some of you, but it needed to be learned. And now you can take that information, you can take this lesson, you can take this new understanding or new perspective and use that in the future. And some of you guys, that opportunity might come sooner than you think with this Eight of Wands. In fact, this might inspire a different idea entirely for some of you. Ooh-wee, okay. Listen, we might be down, but don't count me out, is kind of what I'm getting from this for the Virgos. It's like, listen, I might have taken an L or two, but I'll be back. I'll bounce back for sure. I love that. Okay, Virgos, that's what I'm seeing for you guys. It doesn't always necessarily have to be exactly what I'm talking about. If this, for some of you, this has nothing to do with business, right? But just take the core of the message of what I'm saying and apply it to your own personal life situation. And if you feel like I didn't quite touch on what it is that you needed to know, I also do personal readings. Send me a DM on TikTok or Instagram. My handle is below in the description box. I'm happy to dive deeper into your personal life situations with you. right, let's go ahead and close out your reading here. Spiritual team, daily crystal inspiration. What final messages do you have for the Virgo collective? What final messages do you have for the Virgo collective at this time? What do we got? Ooh, here we go. This jumped out of the deck. Terminated quartz. Get out of your own way. Yeah, it's the I know everything. It's the I've experienced this and this and that, so I can do this as well the same way that I've done X, Y, and Z in the past. Nope. Just because you know a lot doesn't mean you know everything. So be just as eager to be a student as you are to be a leader. Okay. All right, what else do we have? Malachite, time to transform. I love that. Definitely a huge growth moment for sure. This is gonna challenge you. This is gonna hurt your ego for some of you, I feel too. This is gonna bruise that ego, but it's gonna humble you in a way to where you don't make the same mistakes again and you go into a situation thinking you know everything and being more open to being a student and to be more adaptable and malleable when approaching something new and different, okay? And at the bottom of the deck, we have Chrysocolla, allow yourself to receive. Listen, my spiritual team thinks they're so funny. Allow yourself to receive that ass whooping is what I heard, that kick in the ass. I'm done. Allow yourself to receive this lesson with humility. Allow yourself to receive, you know, yeah, a little humility. I'm gonna leave it at that. All right, Virgos, that's what I'm seeing for you guys. Please leave a like and a comment if you enjoyed this reading. Don't forget to subscribe if you want to see more videos from me in the future, and maybe share this with another Virgo if you think they need to hear this message. If you want to see more content from me, like I said, I'm also on TikTok and Instagram. You can find my handles below in the description box, and you can also send me a DM over there if you want to schedule a personal reading. As always, though, thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate the support. I hope to see you guys at the next reading. Until then, please take care of yourselves. Bye.